At first, humanity's performance was laughable: missed shots, slow reactions, clumsy handling of outdated weapons. The galactic audience roared with mockery. But what no one expected was what happened next. Within minutes, the humans began adapting, adjusting, and evolving their techniques in real time. Their primitive weapons didn't change, they did. What started as a spectacle of humiliation turned into a terrifying display of raw human potential. By the end, the galaxy wasn't laughing anymore. It was preparing for a species that could turn every failure into dominance. The Galactic Alliance shooting tournament had always been a spectacle of precision and speed, a sacred tradition where the best marksmen from dozens of star systems competed for glory. This year, however, brought something different. For the first time, a primitive new species called humans had been invited. Commander Eris K of the Veil Consortium leaned back in his seat, mandibles clicking in amusement. Across the grand arena, thousands of spectators gathered, the air buzzing with excitement and thinly veiled contempt.
Primitive beings. Outdated tools. Chemical propellants?
It was almost insulting to call them competitors. The tournament AI announced in a monotone. Competitor 1127, human designation, Lieutenant Sarah Monroe. Sarah stepped into the platform, cradling what the Alliance scientists had called a ballistic rifle. A relic compared to the Alliance's particle accelerators and lightwave cannons. The moment she fired her first shot, the laughter began. The bullet veered wildly off course, missing the stationary holographic target by a full meter. Gasps of disbelief echoed through the arena, followed by a wave of amused jeering. A few spectators even rose to mockingly imitate her clumsy stance.
Second shot, another miss. Third shot, wide again.
Fourth shot, so far off it ricocheted harmlessly against a containment shield. High Lord Commander V.A. Trex, sitting in the VIP box, covered his slit-like eyes in mock pity. They cannot even strike a standing object. Why did we permit this embarrassment? Throughout the first stage, every human participant performed the same. Missed shots, panicked adjustments, confused reactions. Meanwhile, alien competitors sliced through targets with machine-perfect grace, their weapons hissing and humming with lethal precision. Backstage, hidden from the roaring crowd, the human team huddled, their faces grim. Monroe spat on the ground, frustration flashing in her eyes.
"We look like idiots," she growled.
But Captain Elena Reyes, team leader, remained calm. Her gaze wasn't on the targets. It was on the weapon diagnostics, the environment scans, the reaction timings. She tapped rapidly on a worn-out datapad, making adjustments. "Let them laugh," Reyes said coldly. "They forgot what it means to learn under pressure." On the arena monitors, algorithms calculated competitor scores in real time. Humans ranked dead last, not just in accuracy, but in reaction speed, environmental adjustment, and hit confirmation. The commentators snickered openly. "Perhaps Earthlings are better suited for agricultural showcases," quipped one. The camera zoomed in as the next round began, dynamic moving targets. Targets that shifted unpredictably, far beyond basic linear motion. It was a round designed to test adaptation and advanced targeting AI. Human eyes, mere organic optics without enhancement, tracked the sudden blurs across the arena. At first, the same story repeated.
Misses. Confusion. Slight panic.
But something subtle had changed. Lieutenant Monroe adjusted her grip. Sergeant Patel shifted his stance lower. Private Vasquez inhaled slowly, centering herself in a way that no Alliance machine ever taught. Their first volley still missed, but closer this time.
And faster.
Their reload smoother. Their stances more refined. From the VIP box, V.A. Trex's mocking smile slowly began to falter. "Wait," murmured Eris K, leaning forward. Their patterns are changing." The humans were learning, not tomorrow, not after years of training, right now. And not just learning how to aim better, they were learning how the targets moved, how the environmental feedback shifted, how recoil altered their timing. Without cybernetic enhancements. Without predictive software. Raw, instinctive, terrifying adaptation. By the end of the second round, human competitors were still missing more shots than they hit, but every hit was cleaner, sharper, more precise than any expected from a primitive race. The laughter in the arena faded into uneasy murmurs. Something ancient and primal was awakening behind those clumsy first shots. A species forged in a world where surviving meant learning, fast or dying. And as Captain Reyes smiled grimly behind the observation glass, she muttered under her breath. "They thought we were here to compete." She locked eyes with a monitor showing the alien VIPs. "We're here to study." By the third round, the mood inside the grand arena had shifted from amusement to quiet dread. The moving targets, previously a blur of unpredictability, now fell one after another under the humans' fire. Their chemical-propelled projectiles, so primitive and mocked only hours ago, began finding impossible marks, catching targets mid-twist, clipping holographic illusions with almost psychic timing. Commander Eris K gripped the rail of his viewing platform, his claws digging deep grooves into the polished alloy.
This shouldn't be possible, he muttered.
VA Trex, the High Lord Commander himself, leaned in, a deep frown etched across his scaled face. They're targeting computers, he hissed to a nearby aide.
Analyze them.
They must have hidden AI assistants. But no matter how deep the scans went, they found nothing.
No neural augments. No adaptive implants.
No external processors.
Just humans. Just instinct.
Just raw, terrifying evolution in real time. Down on the arena floor, Captain Reyes watched her team, Monroe, Patel, Vasquez, adjusting effortlessly, no words needed. Their breathing synchronized with the rhythm of the moving chaos. Every miss now had purpose, every bullet not just fired, but designed to anticipate where a target would be, not where it was. They were learning faster than machines. The announcers who had earlier mocked every human misfire, now spoke only in hushed, uncertain tones. This is unprecedented. Human competitors show a 90% adaptation increase within 3 rounds. This rate of improvement exceeds Alliance baseline predictions by factors of 10.
Then came the final round.
A simulated combat scenario. Dozens of targets, some moving, some camouflaged, some actively evading, across a shifting urban mock-up. Designed to defeat even elite Alliance snipers.
And still, the humans advanced.
Sergeant Patel dropped a moving drone with a blind shot through a ricochet off a synthetic window. Lieutenant Monroe caught 2 targets at once by firing through a collapsing scaffold. Private Vasquez triggered a cascading collapse by shooting a load-bearing beam, trapping 5 drones simultaneously under falling debris. The audience stared, silent. No longer laughing. No longer mocking.
Now, afraid.
Because for all their precision, for all their perfect calculations, the Alliance soldiers had never seen anything like this. An enemy that could fail spectacularly, and then, within minutes, learn how to break the very system they competed in. By the end of the simulation, the scoreboards didn't just show the humans winning. They had shattered records that had stood for centuries. With weapons centuries behind the technology of their peers. Without enhancements. Without assistance. Without mercy.
Underscore 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 underscore. Later, behind closed doors, a private emergency session convened among the Alliance's highest council. They're a threat, snarled VA Trex, pacing the chamber. They adapt faster than any machine. Faster than any AI. Eris K nodded grimly. Give them our weapons, our ships, our tech, and they won't need centuries to master them. They'll need days. And if we go to war against them? Asked another counselor. Silence. Thick. Choking.
Finally, Eris K answered in a hollow voice. Then it will be us, not them, who will be outmatched.
Underscore 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 underscore. Down on the arena floor, Captain Reyes stood with her team, watching the alien leaders through the towering windows. She smiled quietly, not a smile of triumph, but of understanding. They had come expecting humans to fail. And humans had failed, gloriously, publicly. But what the galaxy hadn't understood was that failure was humanity's native soil. They didn't fear defeat. They evolved through it.
And now the galaxy had seen the true weapon of Earth. Not their guns, not their ships. But their will to adapt faster than anyone else in history. And by the time the galaxy realized it, it was already too late.
Liked the story?
Hit subscribe and stay tuned, because humanity's journey has only just begun.